Hi guys, Redneck Wannabe here. I hope all is well with you and your family today. So what you're looking at is my fancy drip irrigation system. So today's the 1st of May, and here in Texas, which I'm sure probably just about everywhere, the rain spigot could turn off any moment. So I remember, oh man, a couple years ago, man, it just stopped cold at like the middle of April, and it didn't rain again until like September, so we were hurting. But there's not a lot of things that I will say absolutely positively this thing works. Most things, I don't know, it's an experiment, and let's just see if it works. But this, I know for a fact works because it saved a couple of my trees last year. So now let's back up, I guess. So in the lawn business, we'll plant some trees, and this is called a gator bag, and you put it around your tree and you zip it up around it, and then right up here there's an opening that you fill with water. And so this holds, if I remember right, 8 or 10 gallons. And so this is, I don't know, kind of the prestigious thing to have around your trees. Why? It looks pretty ugly if you ask me, but that's what people do. So, this thing sells for about $50, and so a lot of times whenever we plant a tree, we'll put these around it and add another $50 to it. And hey, if you want, big green ugly thing around your tree, I'll be happy to sell it to you. Or this is what I use. This is a free bucket from Sam's, 2 or 2.5 gallon, I don't remember which, but I put a penny down there, so hopefully if I can, the shadows, I don't know what size drill bit I used, but hopefully you can see just from the penny there. But I just drilled that just one little hole, and then what I'll do is I'll fill that up and I'll set it beside a tree. And so those trees last year, it saved them, because I think this is their 3rd season. But the first season, they kind of took. The second season, that middle tree right there is the pear, and I almost lost that. If I wouldn't have done this, I would have lost that tree. So, and I have, I think I'm going to put this around, some of my tomatoes and squash and stuff like that. Those big things out there, those are sunflowers. And so I have sunflowers and some marigolds just scattered throughout, just because, I like flowers. Plus also, it helps attract some of the native pollinators and the good bugs. So, but I think I am going to put, I don't see why it wouldn't work for your vegetables as well, but I think I'm just going to try it around some of my tomatoes and the squash and cantaloupe, and just see what happens. So, but this is what I use for drip irrigation. And then this is, now we are at one of those points where I have no idea if this is going to work. I don't see why it wouldn't, but you never know. So this is a hose that we picked up. We mow for a property management company, and so we'll go out to mow them, and whether somebody gets evicted or they leave, whatever, man, you'd be shocked at what they leave behind. And so a lot of times they leave hoses, but I've also seen hoses in thrift store, on the side of the road, what have you. And so I just picked this up, and I'm looking for the holes. Here they are, real small, the same size hole that I used in that white bucket I used here. So I've only done, I think, maybe a foot and a half, maybe 2 foot, because I have no idea if it's going to work, and I'm not going to do, I think this is close to a 50-foot hose. So I don't know. I didn't want to do the whole thing and waste my time for something that's not going to work. But excuse me, all I did was I went to the store, and they come in a bag of two. Excuse me, bag of 2. And so I just put this this cap on it. Now I got to thinking that if you don't have caps, you could probably just bend this thing over once or twice, put a hose clamp around it, and that'd probably be the same thing. So let's see if it works. So one of the things I've always wanted to do was just be real with people. So let people know where I screw up, where I don't. So we'll find out. So it looks like, yeah, looks all right. So, here, let's turn it down a little bit. Whoop. I don't want to get my camera wet. So, there you go. If you've got some extra hose laying around, there is a cheap, inexpensive, free drip irrigation system. So that's free. I'm sure if you can't find them, you can probably buy them at a thrift store or a garage sale, relatively free. It takes a little bit of time. Again, I don't know what size hole that I use, or drill bit, but same thing for here and there. So there's some redneck drip irrigation. Now I guess as I'm thinking about it, I've thought about doing the same thing with PVC, which I know will work, but it just starts to get really expensive if you've got, a lot of stuff that you want to drip. So, I hope this helps. Let me know. I'd love to know your feedback if you do, and y'all take care. I appreciate y'all. Bye.